வணக்கம். 7th Standard English Unit 2 Prose The Wind on Haunted Hill ஆவிகள் குன்றில் வீசிய காற்று. Author Ruskin Bond. Synonyms: moaned, make a long low sound, புலம்புதல் அர்த்தம். Haunted, possessed, ஏற்கனவே இருக்கின்ற. Prince, decayed, collapsed building or place. Prince-na decayed, collapsed building or place. கட்டிட இடிபாடுகள் அர்த்தம். Terrible, fearful, terribleனா fearful, பயமூட்டக்கூடிய. Saddle, low point on a ridge between two summits. இரு உச்சிகளுக்கு இடைப்பட்ட பகுதி அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். சேடில்னா லோ பாயிண்ட் ஆன் எ ரிட்ஜ் பிட்வீன் டூ சம்மிட்ஸ். க்ரம்பிளிங், பிரேக்கிங் அப்பார்ட் இன்டு ஸ்மால் பீசஸ், நொறுக்குதல் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். ஸ்கட்டில்ட், ரேன் வித் ஷார்ட் குவிக் ஸ்டெப்ஸ், ஓடுதல் அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். விசிலிங் த்ரஸ், a small singing bird, சிறு பாடும் பறவை. Straggling, spreading out in different directions, பரவி கிடக்கும். Forbidding, unfriendly or frightening, தேளூட்டுவதாக. Foliage thrashing, hitting leaves and branches, இலைகள் தரையில் அடித்து மோதுதல். Flicker, sign, ஒளிர்தல். Startled, frightened, திகிலூட்டியது. Remnant, left over, மீதம். Crouching, bending down, பதுங்கும். Groaned, made a loud noise, பெரும் சத்தம். Clattered, banged together, பெருந்திரளான. Puddle, pool of water, குளம். Blotted out, hid, மறைந்திருத்தல். Streak, line, மின்னல் கீற்று. Sizzled, hiss like something hot on a frying pan, இஸ் என்ற சப்தம். Stumbled, lost one's balance, நிலை தடுமாறுதல். Giggle, laugh lightly, மெல்லிய புன்னகை. Huddled, crowded together, ஒன்றாக கூடி. Excitedly, feeling great eagerness, உற்சாகமாக. Antonyms: prevent, ஆன்டனிம்ஸ்னால் அதுக்கு ஆப்போசிட் வார்த்தையை நம்ம எழுதணும். ப்ரிவெண்ட், அலோ. ப்ரிவெண்ட்னா தடுத்தல், அலோனா அனுமதித்தல்னு அர்த்தம். அபோவ், மேலே. ஆன்சர் பிலோ, அதனோட ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் பிலோ, கீழே. கேதர்ட், ஒன்று சேர்தல், அதுக்கு ஆப்போசிட் ஸ்கர்ட்டட், சிதறிச் செல்லுதல். ட்ரை, உலர்ந்தன்னு அர்த்தம், அதுக்கு ஆப்போசிட் வெட், ஈரமான. பெட்டர், சிறந்த, அதுக்கு ஆப்போசிட் ஒஸ்ட், மோசமான. எம்டி, காலியான, ஆப்போசிட் ஃபுல். ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் ஃபுல், நிரம்பிய. யங்கர்னா இளம், அதுக்கு ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் என்னது? ஓல்டர். யங்கர், ஓல்டர். ஓல்டர்னா முதிய. விஷ், விருப்பம், அதுக்கு ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் டிஸ்லைக், வெறுப்பு. இன்ஸ்டன்ட்லி, உடனடியாக, அதுக்கு ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் ஸ்லோலி, மெதுவாக. அடுத்தது அஃப்ரைட், பயம். ஆன்டனிம்ஸ் பிரேவ், தைரியம். செக்ஷன் 1, ஒர்க் இன் பர்ஸ், Read the story above and find the answers to these questions. First question. What were the children doing beside the stone wall? The children stood beside the stone wall, spreading clothes out to dry. Second question. What did Suresh ask Usha? Why? Suresh asked Usha if she wouldn't be afraid to come back alone from the bazaar. He was concerned about his sister because he believed that there were ghosts on the hill. Third question. Who told the children the story about the ghosts on Haunted Hill? The children's grandfather told them about the ghosts on Haunted Hill. What did Usha see while walking to the bazaar? Answer. Usha saw the ruins while walking to the bazaar. Section 2. Two scary events from this section are listed here. Write the events that take place in between in the correct order. The black clouds were threatening. Usha gave a cry when she touched something soft and furry in the ruins. She thought she heard a cry but didn't know what it was. She saw two small fingers crouching in the disused fireplace. The ghostly figures were staring back. Section 3. Discuss with your partner and complete the table. Question. Who asked this? Who answered? What was the answer? First one. Question. Shall we run back together? Who asked this? Usha. Who answered? Binya. What was the answer? We will have to wait. Second one. Can you see something behind the wall? Who asked this? Usha. Who answered? Suresh. What was the answer? I can't see anything. Third question. Who said goodbye? Who asked this? Usha. Who answered? Suresh. Binya. What was the answer? Not I. Fourth question. Was it just the wind? Who asked this? Narrator or Usha? Who answered? No one. Or wind. What was the answer? No answer or wind. Read and understand. Choose the most appropriate option. The wind hurried and passed through the dash. Here answer is option B, pines and deodars. Second question. The market was dash away from the village. Answer option A, 3 miles. The market was 3 miles away from the village. Third question. Usha went to visit her dash house after shopping in the market. Answer option B, ants. Usha went to visit her aunt's house after shopping in the market. Fourth question. Usha took shelter in the dash. Answer option A, ruins. Usha took shelter in the ruins. Fifth question. At dawn, the dash began to sing. Answer thrush. At dawn, the thrush began to sing. Section 3 B. Think and answer. First question. Why was it a struggle for the children to dry their clothes? Answer. As the clothes were not blown away by the wind, the children had to place a rock on every garment. So it was a struggle for the children to dry their clothes. Second question. What story did grandfather tell them about the haunted hill? Grandfather told that He had seen the ghosts of the children playing in the ruins at night. This was the story about the haunted hill. Third question. What did Usha buy in the market? List them. Usha bought soap, matches, spices, sugar, a pipe stem for her grandfather's hookah, and exercise book and some marbles for Suresh, and a necklace of amber colored beads for herself in the market. Fourth question. What scared Usha during the dark, rainy night? Answer. Usha got scared when she touched something soft and furry. Fifth question. How did the children react when they met each other at the ruins? At first, the children screamed with horror, thinking that there were ghosts at the ruins. On recognizing each other, they hugged, laughed, and relaxed. C. Discuss in class. Was it just the wind? What do you think Usha thought it was? Why? Answer. On her way back home, a storm breaks and she is forced to take shelter in the ruins. She runs out when she sees two ghostly figures who turn out to be Suresh and Vinya. They spend the night at the ruins. At dawn, they set back home. Usha sees hand waving, but no one else sees the hand. This scene makes the story mysterious. The mystery of the hand waving is not revealed at all. I think the hand waving might have been Usha's imagination. Mind map. First one, Usha plans to go to the bazaar. Second, Binya and Suresh talk. Grandfather has seen ghosts of two children in the ruins of the haunted hill. Third one, on her way back home, a storm breaks. Fourth one, she is forced to take shelter in the ruins. Fifth one, she runs out when sees two ghostly figures turn out to be Suresh and Binya. Sixth point, they spent night at the ruins. Seventh one, at dawn, set back home. Eighth one, Usha sees a hand waving, but no one else watches it. Consolidation and paragraph. Usha planned to go to the bazaar. Binya and Suresh talked about that grandfather had often seen ghosts of two children in the ruins of the haunted hill. On her way back home, a storm broke. She was forced to take shelter in the ruins. She ran out when she saw two ghostly figures who turned out to be Suresh and Binya. They spent the night at the ruins. At dawn, they set back home. Usha saw a hand waving, but no one else watched it. Vocabulary. D. Unscramble the sound describing words from the text. One has been done for you. Example. IGEGIG. Giggle. Unscramble the sound. எழுத்துக்கள்லாம் மாற்றி மாற்றி கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. நம்ம கரெக்டான எழுத்துக்களை வந்து கோர்த்து ஒரு வேர்டு மீனிங் உள்ள ஒரு வேர்டை வந்து நம்ம வந்து அமைக்கணும். அது வந்து டிஸ்கிரைபிங் வேர்ட். NOAM. ஆன்சர் MOAN, moon. Second one, MUREBL. Answer rumble, RUMBLE, rumble. Third one, LOWH. Answer howl, HOWL, howl. Fourth one, M-O-B-O. Answer boom. B-O-O-M. Fifth one, C-O-H-E. Answer E-C-H-O. Echo. Sixth one, N-O-G-R-A. Answer groan. G-R-O-A-N. Section E, the detective's dictionary. Choose the correct word from the box and fill in the blanks. In the box, evidence, clue, detective, suspect, victim, all the words are given. We have to fill in the blanks with the correct word. First one, a dash is someone who investigates a crime. A detective is someone who investigates a crime. Second one, a dash is someone who suffers the effect of a crime. Answer is victim. A victim is someone who suffers the effect of a crime. Third one, someone who might have committed a crime is a dash. Answer, suspect. Someone who might have committed a crime is a suspect. A dash is an idea or fact that helps us solve a mystery. Answer, clue. A clue is an idea or fact that helps us solve a mystery. Fifth one, and dash is an information we have that proves us that something is true. Answer, evidence. And evidence is an information we have that proves us that something is true. Language checkpoint. Don't say, say not. Don't say. I am here since last week. Say. Don't say I am here since last week சொல்லக்கூடாது. என்ன சொல்லணும்? See. என்ன சொல்லணும்? See அப்படின்னா I have been here since last week. Note, an unfinished action has to be in the present. Present tense தான் இருக்கணும். I am here அப்படின்னு வராது. எப்படி இது கரெக்டு? I have been here since last week. Second one, when I woke up, my roommate left the room already. இப்படி சொல்லக்கூடாது. இப்படி சொல்லணும். See, when I woke up, my roommate had left the room already. Note, the action that occurred before the second action has to be put in the past perfect tense. Third one, my mom has called me yesterday. Don't say my mom has called me yesterday. Say my mom called me yesterday. Note, the present perfect tense cannot be used with an expression of past time. Listening. Section F. Listen to the newspaper report carefully and complete the following. Name of the place. Kolamudi in Andhra Pradesh. What happened? It rained fish. What time of day did it happen? Early morning. What did the people say? People said that it was a fish not usually found there. What do strong winds and gales carry? Strong winds and gales can sometimes carry fish and sea animals along with the water from rivers and canals. Work in pairs. Section G, speaking. Have you ever been scared? What happened? How did you feel? Talk about it in 1 or 2 sentences with your friend. Repeat it to the class. Yes, I have been scared when I have visited my uncle's house in a village during my summer holidays. There was a small hill near my uncle's house. A temple was on the top of the hill. One fine morning I wanted to go there alone. On my way I bought some guavas and kept them in my pocket. When I reached the top, I found the temple was locked. So I sat there and started to meditate. Soon there was a sizzling sound around me. When I opened my eyes, I saw there were a lot of monkeys around me. I am scared and trembled with a lot of sweat. I didn't move. Soon I thought of the govas in my packet. Then only I understood that those monkeys were attracted with the smell of govas in my pocket. Slowly I took the govas and threw them away. All of them ran behind the govas. Soon I mustered up courage and ran away from the hill. It was an unforgettable incident in my life. Poem 2. The Listeners. Kate Powerhall. Author Walter D. Lamar. Book back exercises. Read the poem aloud in Prose. Find a line, B section. Find a line from the poem to match the pictures given below and write it in the blank. And his horse in the silence trampled the grasses that dwelt in the lone house then. No head from the leaf-fringed sill of the forest's ferny floor, but only a host of phantom listeners, where he stood perplexed and still. Section C. Read the statements and say true or false. Quote lines from the poem to support your answer. First one, statement. The traveler came at noon. True or false? Your answer is false. Quote. Knocking on the moonlit door, stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight, stood thronging the faint moonbeams on the doorstep. Second statement. The house was situated in the forest. Answer true. Quote. That dwelt in the lone house then. Third one. There were hostly listeners inside the house. Answer true. Quote. But only a host of phantom listeners. Fourth one. Statement. The traveler came to the house by bicycle. Answer false. Quote. And his horse in the silence trampled the grasses. Fifth one. The phantoms answered and asked the traveler to go away. Answer false. Quote. No head from the leaf-fringed sill. Answer the following questions. Section D. Answer the following questions. First one. Who is the speaker? The poet is the speaker. Second one. What was the horse doing? Answer. The horse was champing the grasses on the forest ferny floor. Third one. Who were the listeners? The listeners were a host of ghosts. Fourth one. How did the traveler feel when nobody answered? Answer. The traveler was confused when nobody came to answer him. Fifth one. What kind of feeling does the poem create? Answer. The poem creates a feeling of mystery. Section E. Work in pairs and answer the questions given below. First one. Of the forest ferny floor. Pick out the words alliterated. Forest, ferny, floor. வேர்டில் உள்ள ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் சேம் ஆச்சுன்னா அதை அண்டர்லைன் பண்ணி எழுதணும். அதான் அலிட்ரேஷன் வேர்டுன்னு அர்த்தம். இங்கே வந்து ஃபாரஸ்ட்டில் எஃப், ஃபர்னியில் எஃப், ஃப்ளோரில் எஃப். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் பாருங்கள் எல்லாமே எஃப்பில் இருக்குது. ஸோ அந்த லெட்டர்லாம் சேமாக வரக்கூடிய வார்த்தைகளோட ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லெட்டர் சேம் ஆச்சுன்னா அதை எடுத்து எழுதணும். செகண்ட் ஒன். பிக் அவுட் த ரைமிங் வேர்ட்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் த போயம். ரைமிங்காக வர வேர்ட்ஸ்லாம் எடுத்து எழுதணும். ஹெட், said, sill, still, then, min, hall, call. Third one. Write the words which are used to create a sense of mystery. Host of phantom listeners stood listening in the quiet of the moonlight. The faint moon beams on the dockster. Empty hall, lonely travelers call. Writing F. Discuss in groups. Draw the haunted house described in the poem and write a paragraph about in your own word. A traveler knocked on the door of an isolated house at night. His horse champed the grasses. He knocked again, but no one came to answer him. The traveler was confused. His silent listeners were only a host of ghosts that lived in the house. The silence was only disturbed by the traveler's call. Mind map. First one, a traveler knocks at the door of an isolated house at night. Second one, his horse champs the grass. Third point, he knocks louder but no one answers him. Fourth point, the traveler is confused. Fifth point, his listeners are only a host of ghosts. Paragraph. A traveler knocks at the door of an isolated house at night. His horse champs the grass. He knocks louder, but no one answers him. The traveler is confused. His listeners are only a host of ghosts. Unit 2, Supplementary. The Red-Headed League, Sendalai Niruvanam Artham. Author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Section E. Say whether the following statements are true or false. Photography was Vincent Spaulding's hobby. Answer false. Mr. Rose did not want to hire Mr. Wilson. False. Mr. Wilson worked for Mr. Rose for 6 weeks. False. Mr. Jones was a lawyer. False. Spaulding dug a tunnel from the cellar of the shop to the jewelry shop. Answer false. Section B. Complete the table based on the information from the text. Holmes findings. Clues. Mr. Holmes found the tunnel. Clues. Spaulding often went down to the cellar. The tunnel to dig. Holmes was hitting the ground with a stick to find the location of the cellar. He found out that the cellar was behind the shop. Second one, Holmes findings. Mr. Spaulding dug the tunnel. Clues. His trousers were dirty because he had been digging a tunnel. Third point, Holmes findings. The tunnel was made to get into the bank's strong room. Clues. The bank was at the back of the shop. Fourth one, Spaulding could be the thief. Clues. Spaulding was happy to work for half wages. His trousers were dirty. Spaulding is John Clay, the notorious thief. He often went down to the cellar. Section C. Answer the following questions. First question. Why did Jabez Wilson meet Mr. Holmes? Answer. The Red-Headed League in which Jabez worked was dissolved and he was disturbed. So, Jesus met Mr. Holmes for a solution. Second question. Describe Vincent Spaulding. Vincent Spaulding is Jabez Wilson's assistant. His real name is John Clay. He is a notorious thief. Third question. Why did Spaulding spend a lot of time in the cellar? Spaulding was making a tunnel that connected to the strong room of the bank. So he spent a lot of time in the cellar. Fourth question. Why was Mr. Wilson hired to copy the encyclopedia? Mr. Wilson was hired to copy the encyclopedia so that Spaulding got enough time to dig a funnel to the bank. Fifth question. How did Holmes' team catch the thieves? Answer. Holmes' team hid in the strong room of the bank. When the thieves entered through the tunnel, they chased them. Section D. Based on your reading of the text, complete the pyramid by arranging the sequence in the correct order. Here questions are given. Holmes found the tunnel from the cellar to the bank's strong room. Wilson was assigned to copy the encyclopedia. Wilson asked Sherlock Holmes for help. Wilson got the job in the Red-Headed League. Spaulding and Rose were caught by the famous detective. One day he found the notice that the Red-Headed League was dissolved. Holmes recognized Spaulding, who was actually John Clay, a notorious criminal. Answer: பிரமிடில் வரிசையாக சீக்வன்ஸாக கரெக்டாக அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணி நம்ம வந்து கரெக்டான ஆர்டரில் எழுதணும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட், Wilson got the job in the Red-Headed League. Wilson was assigned to copy the encyclopedia. One day he found the notice that the Red-Headed League was dissolved. Wilson asked Sherlock Holmes for help. Holmes recognized Spaulding, who was actually John Clay, a notorious criminal. Holmes found the tunnel from the cellar to the bank's strong room. Spaulding and Rose were caught by the famous detective. Mind map. Jabez Wilson's assistant Spaulding asked him to join the Red-Headed League. Second point, league was closed after 8 weeks. Third point, Wilson came to Sherlock Holmes to solve this mystery. Fourth one, Holmes and his friend Watson went to meet Spaulding. Fifth one, Holmes recognized him to be John Clay, a well-known thief. Sixth one, noticing his dirty trousers, Holmes confirmed that Spaulding has been digging a tunnel from Wilson's shop to the bank. Seventh one, Holmes found that the villains wanted Wilson away so that they could dig a tunnel. Eighth one, they hid in the strong room of the bank. Ninth one, when the thieves emerged through the stone floor, Holmes' team arrested them. Consolidation and Paragraph. Jabez Wilson, assistant Spaulding, asked him to join the Red-Headed League, but the league was closed just after 8 weeks. He came to Sherlock Holmes to solve this mystery. Holmes and his friend Watson went to meet Spaulding. Holmes recognized him to be John Clay, a well-known thief. Holmes noticed his dirty trousers. He confirmed that Spaulding had been digging a tunnel from Wilson's shop to the bank. Holmes found the villains wanted Wilson away so that they could dig a tunnel. Next, they hid in the strong room of the bank. When the thieves emerged through the stone floor, Holmes' team arrested them. Thank you.